Hey everyone, it's Sonja. Welcome back to part 2 of my Valentine card series. This video is part 2 of the Simple Valentines. We're going to be using Simon Says Stamps Breakfast Buddies stamp set for this one. And I did film it at the same time as part 1, so you'll see some of the cards from the previous video up at the top as well. So the first card here that I'm making is going to be with the tea set. So it's a little teacup and the teapot. So what the sentiment here says is hello QT. I think it's really cute, of course, because that's part of the sentiment. And later on you'll see I do decide to color it a certain way. Sometimes after I color it, I'm like, oh, I should have done it differently. But this one is really easy to do any color just because it is such a simple image and there's never one color for a tea set. So the next one here that I'm going to do is the waffle. So the sentiment that I'm using here is I like you a waffle lot. So as I mentioned in the previous video, what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. It is Copic friendly, that way when I color it, it doesn't bleed. The difference between this one and the last one, so the hearts in the last stamp set, they were opaque, they were like colored in. So I did stamp those at the same time as the sentiment in the last video, but in this video I'm stamping it at the same time as the image just because I am going to color in the hearts with the Copic markers. So I do stamp the sentiment with VersaFine ink. This is because I can stamp it down one time, it goes down perfectly, and I like the way it looks better than just using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink for the sentiment. Okay, so the second one, you can see here, I'm playing around for a while of how I'm going to put it. I'm not sure if I like the way it ends up. Here I even contemplated doing it horizontal or a landscape card, but then I was like, nope, I'm going to keep them all the same. And then I'm finally happy with it, so I go in and I stamp down the two Pop-Tarts and the little hearts as well. The sentiment that I'm going to use here is I love you from the bottom of my tart. I will color these two different ways later. I think it's the two most common flavors, so we'll look at that after. Here the camera went out just so you know, so I had to start it again. Okay, so I'm stamping the sentiment here for the second one, and then I'm going to clean off my stamp with a baby wipe temporarily just so it doesn't stay on there while I'm doing the video. So the next one, I am going in with the eggs and the bacon, and the sentiment for this one I used was we go together like bacon and eggs. Obviously that's the perfect thing to do. At first I wasn't sure if I was going to put the little egg at the bottom, and it did come with 3 different types of eggs. So it came with like the 2 normal face up eggs, one with little closed eyes and one with open eyes, and then it was the little one on its side. I decided it was probably too much just for this card, in my opinion, to do the 3 eggs altogether, so I just did the 1. Okay, so the next one that I'm doing here is the toast. I'm doing the loaf and the little piece that has the little butter on it. And the sentiment here, there are 2 sentiments in the stamp set. So there is we're toastily perfect together and you're my butter half. So I am stamping down the images here, and then you'll see I come in with the sentiment. This one here is we're toastily perfect together. I am stamping that down with VersaFine ink once again, and then it's perfect in 1 stamp usually, but that time I had to do 2. Okay, so the second one, I am using the other one, you're my butter half, just because I wanted to change it up a little bit. Okay, so that's it for those ones. So now I'm going to go into coloring. So for the toast, I did color these quite lightly. I think if I was going to do this again, I would probably color them a little bit darker because they just look like normal toast bread, and they're not as toasted as you would expect them to be considering they're toast. Some people probably don't toast them as much, but even if it were whole wheat or rye bread, which it doesn't look like rye bread, but maybe whole wheat, I would do it darker next time. Maybe with like little stripes so it looks like it was toasted differently. Yeah. So I do color in the little butter, and then the hearts I usually alternate. Sometimes I do red and sometimes I do pink on the cards. So for this one I decided to do just a simple pink, and then I changed one of them to a darker pink. Okay, so here I'm doing the eggs and bacon. So for the eggs, I'm just doing yellow centers, and then I'm doing like a little beige shadow on the edge, just of the white. And then for the bacon, I'm going in with a little bit of a beige, and then the red and the burgundy that I was using earlier, and I'm going to color that in strips so that it looks more like actual bacon. And then I'm going to color in the hearts. I forgot to do that. Okay, so here we are with the tea set. So I decided to do them two slightly differently. I did one of them in all of the light green, and then the other one I did in light green and pink. I did color in all of the hearts in the light pink as well. I did use this stamp set for something else at one point, and what I did was, I'm not sure exactly what the name for it is. If you know, leave a comment and let me know. Where it's like white sets, and it's got like little blue intricate designs that look almost like lace. So I did that for one of them, and it looks really cute. So I feel like I would probably do that next time if I was going to make more Valentines. Okay, so now I'm going in and I'm doing the waffles. I'm coloring in the syrup in a darker brown, and then the actual waffle part in two of the lighter shades. And the butter obviously in yellow. I don't know about you, I usually don't put butter and syrup. I usually just do syrup, but I've seen people do both. Apparently it's pretty popular. So then I do go in with the dark pink and color in the hearts. Okay, so here with the Pop-Tarts, I did decide to do them two different colors. One of them is going to be a chocolate, and then the other one is strawberry. So these were the two most popular flavors that I could think of, especially when I was growing up. And I thought that I would do them different just because other people have different preferences. I preferred the chocolate, obviously. And then so these are my favorite ones here actually from this set. They're so sweet, and I like that you can alternate the colors. I think it's really cute. And the chocolate one does turn out very simple just because I don't have as many shades to make it. Like there is brown, but it's just too brown. And then the other one is pink, so it's more fun. So I did color in the hearts for this one. I colored them in with different colors. I did the red for the chocolate, and then the pink for the strawberry. So here I am. I'm just going over all of the images quickly with the Wink of Stella shimmer brush pen. Honestly, I think this adds so much to the image. I think it's perfect, and honestly, in person, I know you can see it somewhat in the video just because of the way it was filmed, but in person it adds a lot to the card, and it makes something simple so much better. So here I am. I'm just attaching the card bases to the card fronts. I'm doing it with a minimal amount of glue. I'm using my roller or my glider, and I'm attaching them there. So I did two of each card, as you can see. I did do a couple other ones on my own later, but I did think that these would be really simple, and if you were going to make them in more of a bulk, I would suggest doing like maybe one image per day. So like do like a bunch of them, a bunch of the toasts one day, a bunch of the cups. So here are the final pictures of the 5 different cards that I did. I hope you liked them. Comment down below what your favorite one is, and thank you for watching.